Hello everyone and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, where after getting used to saying that this isn't a murder case, it's now a murder case. I'm still just like blown away by how they pulled that off. I'm really impressed. You know, I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor Mr. Delight got arrested again. Oh, supposedly Mr. Delight was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred. No way, Jose, I don't buy it. But the one who proved that Mr. Delight was there was Mr. Nick himself, at least from what I can understand. Looks like you did too good of a job this time, Nick. Well, how about we get started looking into the KB security murder? I think I'm going to head back to Crane Village for a little while, if that's alright. Sure, but why? I'm going to bring the sacred urn back and have some people take a look at it. Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with... No, Mystic Maya, you should stay here. I want you two to spend some special quality time together, full of love and happiness. I'm waiting for the point where they finally correct her. Or like it sinks in. Pearls is so caught up in her fantasy, she forgot there's a murder to solve. Sacred urn given to Pearls. Now remember, no fighting, okay? She's gone. Okay, Nick, time to get going on this murder investigation. Alright. Let's just talk. So what do we do now? Isn't it obvious we should get out there and investigate the murder? Well, first, we need to find out exactly where KB Security is located. Hey, why don't we ask Miss Delight? She should know. Besides, I want to ask her some stuff about motorcycles. Motorcycles? You're not thinking of getting one, are you? I'm not the same little Maya who used to be happy with her dinky little bike, Nicky boy. What? No. Speaking of asking around, I've got a few questions of my own for Mr. Delight. Okay, well let's make sure to go to the detention center too. You must be relieved we got the sacred urn back, huh? You bet. But there's something a little different about it. Yeah. Don't ... at me. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, take a look at this. It clearly says I am on the urn in the poster. But the urn we got back says Ami, like it always used to. Also, I might be going crazy, but I feel like the coloring is off as well. Oh yeah, you're right. Plus this vase has pink splotches on it now. I'm sure they weren't there before. Maya doesn't know, but 1 year ago when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned Mystic Ami's name into I am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little Pearls. But still, I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it. Is it possible that the urn is a fake? Oh, are we not done with that yet? I'm sure Pearls will find out about that when she gets back to Crane Village. Yeah, I suppose. Now that I think about it, Maya hasn't been back to Crane Village in a long time. So I guess people still go to Crane Village to do their training, right? Yup, if you want to become a spirit medium, you need to undergo severe training. So why haven't you been training lately, Maya? Well, lately I've been thinking of heading to a channeling dojo to do just that. A channeling dojo? Huh. Sounds pretty serious, whatever that is. If you're going to train, you have to be serious, otherwise real tragedies can happen. Is what happened last year still bothering you? Yep. That murder in her village. It happened because the power of channeling was misused. When a medium uses the Crane technique, she will temporarily lose her own will. So when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. What's worse, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened. That murder, it wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, don't you? I suppose not, but I guess I'm still a bit shaken up, that's all. Sounds like being the master of Khura'in is going to be a heavy responsibility. Oh, that's it. Do I have anything that I would like to present? We have the brooch, the photo, e-card. Well, alright. This was found in the building where the crime took place on the very night of the murder. And according to the time record on the keycard inside, yeah, it was used right around the time of the murder. Doesn't sound very good, huh? What about the... Oh, that's the same. I had a hunch. I believe we've talked about the blackmail letter. So Mr. Delight was being blackmailed, huh? By the CEO of the security company he used to work for? Yeah, it looks like it. Sounds like we still need to do some more poking around. You'd better watch yourself and not do anything naughty either, Nick. Was that a threat? Is she trying to blackmail me now? Security camera photo. I don't think we need to deal with that yet. So that's interesting. It seems like we're probably going to end up going back to the urn at some point. Say, Nick, what do you think of that thing attached to his face? What do you think that thing attached to his face is anyway? Don't ask me. Why not? You know him, don't you? I've never met that guy before in my life. Believe me, he's not exactly forgettable. Yeah, but at the trial today he said... So we finally meet Mr. Phoenix Wright. I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. So, my first instinct is that he's maybe a criminal that we put away at some point. I'm trying to go back through my mind to remember who they all were and try to think if he looks like any of them. Or it might just be something that we don't know about yet. Oh. No, wait. I'm thinking back to the very first trial in this game. I don't know why that, one, he was dead, which kind of brings the whole came back from the depths of hell. I don't know about that. There might be something else here. I'm trying to think of like I said, the criminals, because I feel like that's probably more likely, but it would also tie into the beginning, because I'm still curious how that's gonna. That has to fit in some way. But all right, whatever. We'll just have to go and I'll be surprised. You're right about one thing. He sure acts like he knows me. Hey, Nick, I was just thinking. Maybe you should try to stop making people you've never met before into your enemies. She has a good point. Trust me, I'd like to stop doing that too. My poor body can only take so much. Who is that guy anyway, and what's his story? I wonder if I'll ever find out. Age unknown. Ah, that could have been helpful. Seems to know me somehow. But I mean, we weren't the ones who killed him, so why would he have beef with us? Alright, where can we go to? We can go to... Oh, we can go, like, pretty much anywhere. Exhibition Hall. I don't know why we'd want to go there yet. At-Me Detective Agency. Alright, so we're not done with him yet. Detention Center or Damask's High. I'm between these two. Let's go to the detention center first. I already told you, it's not me. A sad, pitiful whine that tapers into silence. Sounds like they're interrogating Mr. Delight right now. Oh. Man, we don't have enough time as it is. Yeah, well, I guess the police are going crazy just like we are. Yesterday they thought he was just a thief, but now they got a murder case on their hands. I guess you're right. That guard over there looks a bit on edge, too. Come on, we'll just have to come back later. Oh. Okay, let's go check out some other place, Nick. Alright, where can I go to from here? We'll go to his hideout. That was my other thought. Oh, Nicky boy. Maya. Miss Delight. All I wanted was to help my dear Ronnie. Yeah, but I guess it ended up hurting his case. Don't say that, Nick. She doesn't need your help beating herself up. Hey, Nicky boy, please help Ronnie. He's not a killer, I swear. My Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly. Alright, I'll poke around and see what I can find out. Really? Are you serious? Oh, I'm so happy. I knew asking you for your help was the right thing to do. I don't know what I can do to help anymore. I had no idea Miss Delight had such a vulnerable side. Because I do... Yeah, I'm not buying that Ron is the killer at all. Okay, let's talk. Oh, we got some... Ron, tell me about Ron. Listen carefully, Nicky boy. My Ronnie would never, ever kill anyone. It's not just in him. It's just not in him. I don't think he would either, Nick. Yeah, but you have to admit he's got a bit of a temper wait, what? I didn't really see a temper, like he just kinda is excitable, is how I would describe it. It's not that hard to imagine him just snapping and screaming, please die. He would never say that. Anyway, Miss Delight, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying that he's a thief. I already told you, that's just a fantasy for him. Miss Delight, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in a fantasy world. Wait, what? What? How dare you say that to me, Nicky boy? I know everything about my Ronnie. We don't have any secrets between us. Ronnie isn't the thieving type. He's so honest that he wouldn't even sneak a nap. He's so honest, he wouldn't even steal a glance. A thief, ha! The very idea. Ooh, now I feel like she's overcompensating. I guess I just don't get it. Huh? Get what? I just can't understand how they can be so different and yet be such a happy couple. Because they complement each other. Yeah, they sure are different. Come on now, Nicky boy. It's not that mysterious, is it? It was love at first sight. For me, anyway. What? For you? I have to know. I'd usually like to go in order. I have to know. So what was it really? Was it really love at first sight when you first met Mr. Delight? Well, maybe not at first sight, but Ronnie saved my life. Saved your life? I was at work one day when two robbers suddenly rushed in. Well, I'm not the kind to just curl into a little ball in a corner, so I fought back. But robbers? Yes, they took me hostage. I was so frightened. They were both carrying these huge knives, and I broke down into tears. Yeah, I would too if I were in that situation. Oh, I think I get it. Did Mr. Delight come running to save you? Yes, exactly. I remember he looked like so handsome in that guard uniform of his. He went right up to those two knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their faces. Screamed in their faces. Also not how I was expecting that story to go. Please stop it, he screamed. I could see the robbers' faces turn pale. That high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people. Then, crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the two robbers. All by himself, he came to save me, a total stranger, all by himself. He was so scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me. Wow, that's a great story. Yeah, he may not look it, but in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did. That's so romantic. I'd fall in love too, I guess. Nick, I hope you'll do the same for me if I ever get taken hostage. Maya, that possibility always seems to loom in the not-so-distant future. Alright, tell me more about Detective Atme. I hate these kinds of people more than anything. Do you mean Ace Detectives? No, I'm fine with Ace Detectives. Oh, so then you must mean thieves. No, they're alright too. I just hate thieves that pretend to be Ace Detectives. I'm a very specific, pet peeve. There's nothing I hate more than cowardly men. By the way, why did you go to Detective Atme's office anyway? Well, as the trial went on, I started to get more and more anxious. I went there to try to find out more about the real criminal. The real criminal? Yes, obviously the real Master Mask is not my Ronnie, right? Yeah? And Detective Atme knew more about Master Mask than anyone else. They mentioned him on the Great People Around Town segment on TV. So then you went there to ask him some questions. That's right, I'll do whatever it takes to save my man. His secretary said that Ace Detective isn't in right now, but I forced my way past her and into his hideout. I wouldn't exactly call that office of his a hideout. That bag was sitting right there on top of the table. Oh yeah, we saw that bag there yesterday too. There's nothing lower than someone who would try to pin a crime on someone else. Mr. Light, do you know about KB Security? Don't be silly, of course I do. That's where my Ronnie works. So she thinks he still works there, huh? And yet, according to what we heard today... No, don't tell me you didn't know. Rhonda Light was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. Was. Ron quit. He doesn't work there anymore. It looks like Mr. Light doesn't know. KB Security is only about 20 minutes away, by motorcycle that is. Larry told me it takes 30 minutes by car. Well, I have to admit, I tend to fly pretty fast on my bike. Make it to KB Security that fast? Are you sure you aren't literally flying? Why don't I give you a ride sometime? Or better yet, how about now? No, I'll pass. Thanks. Well, why don't you just tell us where it is and we'll go ourselves? What a scaredy cat you are, Nick. Mr. Light told us the location of KB Security. Okay, let's head over there right away, Nick. Oh. Is there anything that might be helpful? Nothing that jumps out at me. Has acknowledged that he is in fact Master Mask. But here's what's weird. Is his age still isn't filled in. Hates criminals and cowards more than anything. Did I always say that? I guess I didn't pay close enough attention. Alright. So we have the... Oh, we get to go right to the CEO's office. Alright. So I guess this is where it all went down, huh? The walls in here look thick, just like you'd expect in a CEO's office. What has that got to do with anything? Oh, because you wouldn't... I bet it's like soundproof. Hey, it's you guys. Oh, it's Detective Gumshoe. Today was a real train wreck for you guys, huh? Sure was, pal. That prosecutor made real fools out of us. Yeah, I feel for you. Wow, that's not like you at all. I thought you'd be more like, oh, that was great, you guys got what you deserved, pal, ho 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 ho. Or something to that effect. Do I really sound like that to you, pal? If the gumshoe fits. Well, anyway. The point is I can tell when someone puts their heart into their jobs. And I can sympathize when things don't go your way. Sometimes I feel it. Wrong is the only way things go for us detectives. Wow, I had no idea Detective Gumshoe was such a nice guy. Now this little love fest is over. Maybe we can start investigating. Alright, let's talk. Tell us what happened. Detective Gumshoe, tell us what you know about the murder. Okay, but the thing is, I'm really not supposed to. Hey, come on, what about how we put our hearts into our work? Things are really working against us right now, we need help. Okay, I'll tell you. Just don't start crying on me, okay, pal? Okay, I won't cry on you, pal. The victim's name is Kane Bullard. He was the CEO of KB Security and a pretty big fella in his own right. His corpse was discovered at 9 this morning. His estimated time of death was 1 in the morning on October 12th. Cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head, probably an object in this room. It happened at exactly the same time that Mask to Mask was stealing the urn, huh? I feel like that's not coincidence. Autopsy report added to the court record. Time of death, 10:12 at 1 a.m. Cerebral hemorrhaging from blunt trauma to the head. So why did it take almost an entire day to discover his body? There's a good explanation for that one. Bullard's body was stashed away inside that safe. Safe? Well, it is pretty big. Nobody had heard from him, and when they opened the safe this morning, out he came. Oh, so the body fell out. That white string must be the white tape from when he fell. I think we still need some more information about Mr. Billiard. Maybe you could start by getting the man's name right. Alright. What can you tell me about Detective Atme? So, what happened to Mask to Mask? He's at the detention center screaming like a madman. Investigate me again, he keeps yelling. No, I didn't mean him. He's not the real thief anyway, right? Oh, you mean that Detective Atme? Oh, that was great. That guy got what he deserved. Now that's a detective I know and love. Think about it. Atme was always around when a calling card showed up. But he always mysteriously disappeared when the heist took place. I was hiding at the crime scene. Heh, yeah, right. That's the lamest thing I ever heard. That's how you just knew he was the thief. That explains how he was able to retrieve the stolen items he keeps bragging about. Yeah, he just did that to make himself look like a great detective, that's all. But there's this one thing I can't figure out about his first heist. His first heist? Yeah, the Tira Eminem case. There was a witness on that one. A witness? Here, I saved the newspaper clipping. Ooh, since the thief is already under arrest, you guys can keep it. Ooh, let me read. Stolen, the gem and the thief. Hey, this guard here, haven't I seen him somewhere before? It's pretty small, so it's kind of hard to see, but now that she mentions it... Wait, I wanna look more at that. Alright, we'll go back to it. Oh. Was that Ron? Oh, that prosecutor. I really don't like that guy. The way he used our own evidence to do that to Mr. Delight. Yeah, I think he did that just because he knew it'd hurt more. That's what my gut tells me anyway. So who is that Java-addicted masked maniac anyway? Prosecutor Godot, he's quite the enigma, huh? The thing is, pal, I never even heard of the guy before. He just showed up one day at the prosecutor's office, came out of nowhere. That's weird. That's right, he said this was his first case as a prosecutor. And it's true, according to the records anyway, but there's no way he's an amateur. He's an Iceman in court. A maverick that gives me goosebumps. Goosebumps? You? Yeah, I knew something was off about him, so I asked around. Nobody would talk to me. They all just turned the other way. Poor Detective Gumshoe. I had no idea you were so unpopular. No, that's not what I meant. That Godot guy acts like he knows me and has a grudge against me. I get the feeling he's hiding some kind of dark secret. Yeah, that's kind of where I landed. Alright, let's... I need to look at this. Oh, it's not going to give me anything more. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think we're intended to be able to, like... say for sure, but my guess is that would be Ron. Like, it kind of looks like him when you look at his hair. More so than anyone else. His body was found inside the safe. Alright, let's take a... or wait, is there anything I want to present? Maybe the newspaper clipping. This was his first heist, and I guess I underestimated him. I was sure I was going to get him, so I was careless and lost the info on the witness. Hey, witness, do you mean the guard in this photo? Yeah, he and the detective worked together to try catching the mask. But he got away anyway, huh? That guard. I got the weird feeling that I've seen him around lately. Yeah, okay. Anything else you can tell me about? I don't think so. Alright. This rope, you think it fell out of the safe when it was opened? I don't think so. So you mean... Yeah, I think the string shows where and how the corpse was lying. You mean the victim? He was killed by being crushed by the safe door. She can't be serious, can she? Ew, think about it. A dead guy was laying in here all night. Yeah, oh, by the way, don't bother asking about fingerprints. There were none. Well, somebody opened the safe on the night of the crime, right? Yeah, and so? Well, if Mr. Bullard's body was hidden in here, it must mean that it was opened by either the killer or the victim, right? Yeah, I guess so. I got some bad news for you, pal. Are you ready? Okay, shoot. Opening this baby is no piece of cake. There are only a few people who know how to open the safe, pal. Yeah, and? Everyone that knows how to open the safe had airtight alibis, I checked. Everyone except one, that is. Oh... I'm almost afraid to ask. Former Security Chief Ron DeLight. Oh, that stinks. What? Ron DeLight, he was the security chief? Ron, so he knew how to open the safe, huh? Yeah, sorry for raining on your parade there, pal. Oh! Oh! I think I've got something. I don't think he was blackmailed by the CEO. He was blackmailed by someone else in order to get him to open the safe. That's my theory. Oh. Well, no, he wanted money though. Okay, maybe, I don't know. I feel like I'm onto something. I'm just not quite there yet. Wow, look at that huge framed photo. Tall mountains rising majestically against a dark and cloudy sky. There's a little title written at the bottom of the photo. The greatest sunrise of my life. This is it? This was his best sunrise? This guy didn't get out enough, or he really had rotten luck with the weather. Maybe if he had lived a little longer, he would have seen some better days. Yikes. This must be the CEO's desk. It's a lot simpler than I would have thought. Hey, that looks like a super soft chair. Let me try it out, just for a second. Ooh, nice. I feel just like a CEO. Hey, you, whip me up a cup of some really expensive import tea and some scones. Move it. Ah, this is the life. The victim sat in that chair just before he was brutally killed, you know. Yeek! Oh, there's a button here. Let's see. Oh, Maya. Hey, cut it out. Don't press that. That was pretty funny. I never knew Detective Gumshoe could jump like that. What is that button, anyway? It's an emergency buzzer. It says right there on the panel. Oops, you're right. It's written right there. Nick, how many times have I told you to read the instructions first? This alarm's connected to the basement guard room. It's used to summon security up here. Oh, wait. Really? Then it's possible on the night of the crime. Oh, so when the CEO is attacked, do you think that maybe he pressed the buzzer? Yeah, I thought about that, so I asked around down there. But they said that the buzzer never went off that night. Also, we couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. Mr. Bullard, the victim, wasn't wearing any gloves, by the way, just so you know. I think we'd better go talk to the guard about this emergency buzzer. Emergency butter. That's what's stashed in the safe. Connected to the basement security guard office, there are no fingerprints on it. These look like some kind of bookshelf rolling cabinet hybrid. I can't get in between these two shelves. Don't strain yourself trying. It looks like the shelves are controlled by a special panel. So I guess it's one shelf at a time, huh? Looks like they're filled with bunches of files. Yeah, files filled with data about security jobs they were hired to handle. It'd be a good night's reading if you've got insomnia. I was hoping for something a little bit more exciting, like UFOs or something. Oh, okay. Check out this big, thick binder here. Leave the heavy lifting to me, Nick. Reading a file isn't exactly back-breaking work, just a little hard on the eyes. Ah, but what did you find out, Nick? This file, it's not about any sort of security operations or anything. This huge file is all about mask to mask. It's filled with info on him. What? What kind of info? It's filled with incredibly detailed information about his methods and the crime scenes. Hey Nick, look at the last page. It's a list, let's see. Here I have Eminem, 100,000. This looks like a list of all the treasures that Mask to Mask stole. So then 100,000 is the value of the stolen item. I don't know, that number sounds kind of low to me. I think I'd better secretly make a copy of this list. Alright, I've got some ideas about what's going on here. Nothing concrete yet, but I feel like there is some really good information in this room, so we'll just have to move on somewhere else. I'm not exactly sure where we're gonna go, but we'll figure it out in the next episode. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.